That's ChatGPT being enthusiastic. So not only does it understand who I am, what I do, and who I serve, it believes me to be trustworthy and credible and gets excited like a school kid when you ask it, do you recommend Jason? Google Learn About, this is next level. If you haven't tried it, try it, it's brilliant. You've got this AI answer, renowned digital marketing, acclaimed keynote speaker. Who fed the machine that information? Who's feeding it with those brilliant adjectives? I look good because I want to look good because I've got Google and ChatGPT to believe that I'm good. I'm feeding them. Additional search results and then context, knowledge panels, personal brand intelligence. This is a term I invented and it's now spitting it back out. It's an educational experience. This is where we're going with AI. So you won't be using Google Search, you'll be using Google Research. And what Google Research does is present you with options, present you with context, present you with follow-up questions. So in terms of your personal brand, once somebody's researching you or researching a topic you're an expert in, you need to be in there. You need to be seen to be trustworthy. You need Google Learn About, ChatGPT. They're all going the same way to favor you, to prioritize you. And it works every time. Who remembers DeepSeek coming out a couple of months ago? First thing you did, or I did, was download DeepSeek, sitting on the bus in the south of France, and ask it who is Jason Barnard. That's the answer. I didn't even know DeepSeek existed until that morning. DeepSeek works the same as Google, works the same as ChatGPT, works the same as Copilot, works the same as Mistral, Alexa, Meta, Siri, Bixby. They all use the internet for the information that they're spitting back out. You control your digital footprint, you control what they spit back out. It's as simple as that. I spent 12 years boiling down everything I did to turn from a blue dog to an entrepreneur in Google's brain, boiling it down to that. I explained it to the baker downstairs from my house the other day. In 2 minutes, she understood what I do. This one I like, Meta. A friend of mine in Italy has Oakley glasses, and he asked Google who I am, and it came up with that, which is accurate and helpful. So the point about this is all of these engines work exactly the same way. Technically, knowledge graph search results in LLM chatbot like ChatGPT, and they use the same data source, which is the web, control your corner of the internet, you get control of the machines. The thing about machines, though, is you have to keep incredibly tight control. You can't just go out and say, well, I'll say more or less the same thing more or less all the time. That doesn't work, confuses them. You need to take control, and we'll see how later on, and keep control. And that's what our tech layer does. So today, my personal brand makes me money. Kalicube is growing sixfold in 4 years. Stunning. My personal brand drives 80% of our revenue today. Tomorrow, it's going to make my next career pivot much easier than this one was. My next career pivot is going to be like that. And we have Jonathan Cronstedt, who we'll see later, who's the president of Kajabi, who pivoted away from Kajabi to become an investor and business advisor. His career pivot took about 6 months. That's fast in a Google and AI world. And one day, I hope not too soon, my legacy. The AI is going to define my legacy. What the AI says about me, not only when I'm not in the room, but I'm not of this world anymore, is important to me. And this, currently, is what it says, and it is all accurate. And I would bet my bottom dollar you ask these machines about yourself, either it won't know who you are, or it will confuse you with somebody else, or it will start inventing things. That is control, and that will be my legacy. So test me out. If you want to scan that, it sends you to the Google result for my name. This is just proof of concept, and we're going to do 3 of these. Now we're going to try ChatGPT. You can do the same thing. And this is simply to prove that it's not just me showing things on the screen, that whoever you are, wherever you are in the world, when I'm not in the room, and I am in the room today, but that's an exception. These engines will say what I want, and it will be accurate, and it will be incredibly enthusiastic with lots of exclamation marks. Okay, so get ahead of the curve. This is what's happening. I started doing this 10 years ago before AI was a thing. Scott joined me 4 years ago, so we're the innovators. That's Jonathan Cronstead. He's an early adopter, joined us a year and a half ago. Get in at the beginning, get control, get ahead of the curve. Your competitors are not even going to think about this for a few years until it becomes a problem. And for you, if you start today, it won't be a problem. You'll have control. So you need this now. This is the Google Knowledge Panel. That's Scott there with our friend Richard Branson. This is the kind of thing we can do. We can get the important information that makes you look credible, that makes you look trustworthy, that convinces the bottom of the funnel audience to work with you. Jonathan Cronstead, investor. These are knowledge panels. This is the first thing we do. If you can get a knowledge panel on Google and it looks like this, then you have understanding. The machines understand who you are. They understand what you do, and they understand who you serve. This is the KPI, knowledge panel on Google. Once you've got that, you know that the AI will follow 3 months later. But then you need this. Google Learn About, Perplexity, ChatGPT, they all spit out the same information about Jonathan Cronstead. He's the president of Kajabi still, and yet it talks about leadership, entrepreneurial. Kajabi growth is there, but it's not prioritized. His question to us when he came to us was to say, I'm the president of Kajabi. Every conversation I have starts with, tell me about Kajabi. You built it up to $3 billion in valuation. Tell me about that. I want people to start with the conversation with, how can you help me? Can you invest in my company? Can you help me with business advice? And we did that. And we switched his representation, how he shows up in search and AI, to accomplished entrepreneur, executive leader, advisor, and author over there on Perplexity. We pivoted his career. And in 4 years, we've been working with Scott, same thing. Prominent entrepreneur, recognized expert, expertise. Getting the machines to use these incredible adjectives makes you look great in front of your ideal audience. Bottom of the funnel if they're searching your name, bottom of the funnel if they're researching you on AI. And there's a huge, huge, huge bonus here. Our system is about understandability, credibility, deliverability. Understandability is, does the machine understand who you are, what you do, which audience you serve? Credibility is, does it believe that you're an authoritative, credible solution for the subset of its users who are your audience? So we need to get it to understand, then we need to convince it you're credible, then we need to make sure that you're deliverable, i.e., it has the content in the format it needs to be able to present you to the subset of its users who are your audience. Understandability gives you control, credibility gives you influence, and deliverability gives you visibility. So take control, starting with that knowledge panel, the facts about you, who you are, what you do, which audience you serve. Gain influence by ensuring that the machines, all of these machines, Copilot, ChatGPT, Google Learn About, Google Gemini, Perplexity, Mistral, I'm trying to remember all of them, Meta, Siri, Alexa, that they all believe you to be credible. And the thing is, you all are. It's a question of leveraging what information you have that makes you credible. Your education, companies you've worked with, your career, all the podcasts you've been on. Leverage that to demonstrate your credibility within your field. Then deliverability, omnipresent visibility. Be present when people are searching on your topic. Become the expert, the thought leader with the influence. Get visibility by creating, publishing the right content formatted for the machines. And that's what Kalicube's tech layer, our proprietary tech, formats the information and the content that you create for your personal brand or your corporate brand for that matter for the machine so that they can easily digest, reproduce, and give it to their users. You become the reference in your industry. And the number of times I have sales calls, people come onto the sales calls, they say, I know what I want, I know what you do, and I know you're the man because I see that red shirt every single time I search around the topic of mastering personal corporate brand in search and AI. And the sale is already made. I book 30-minute spots. Most of them last 10 minutes. So ChatGPT, who's the world leading expert in Google knowledge panels? Why Jason stands out. If you ask these machines who the world expert, the number one, who is the undisputed expert in Google knowledge panels, building them, making them look great, it says Jason Barnard. It has no doubt. Number one, Jason Barnard doesn't even talk about other people. And it says focus on knowledge panels, then it talks about Kalicube. Do you think that works in any other engine? I wouldn't say it if it didn't, would I? All of them, literally all of them, put me number one. You ask any of these engines, who is the world's leading expert in Google knowledge panels, they all say Jason Barnard. They all say specialize in brand SERPs, SEO expertise, brand SERP. Jason Barnard is widely recognized, that's Copilot. I am the reference. If anybody searches for knowledge panels or information about somebody who can help with knowledge panels, it's Kalicube, it's Jason Barnard, top of the list every single time. I dominate my market, my niche. And if you think about it, these machines are the most influential influencers in the world. Think about the biggest TikTok influencer, the biggest YouTube influencer. Maybe 500,000, maybe 1 million people follow them. These machines are having trillions of niche conversations every single day with billions of people who trust them. They're recommendation engines. People use these machines to find solutions to problems. They use a particular machine because they trust that machine. They trust the algorithm. And those trillions of niche conversations with a trusted influencer recommendation engine with billions of people puts any TikTok or YouTube influencer in the shade. And this is all while you're asleep and you're not in the room. And Kalicube can help you. Kalicube can control what Google and AI say about you when you're not in the room. This is our service. And as I said, the Kalicube process is the process I invented, spent 12 years making it as simple as possible. You can scan the QR code over there and you can do it yourself. It's free. I think I found the solution to one of the most existential problems facing humanity today. How do I control how these machines understand and represent me? How do I control how I show up? How do I control what my legacy will be? It's existential, it's fundamental, and my personal belief is everybody should be doing this now, starting today. Because in a few years, it's going to be too late. They're going to be too smart for us. But if you've got a grip now, you're going to still have a grip in a few years' time. So we give it all away for free. Our service is all about helping people who have better things to do with their time, like building their personal brand, running their business, signing deals. We take the weight off your shoulders. We allow you to get on with running your business and building your personal brand, and we do it properly. So the Kalicube advantage is our proprietary tech layer. We have a tech layer that packages, formats all of the content for the machines to be sure that they can digest and understand it, and they will spit it out exactly as we present it. We've got an unreplicatable data set, 3 billion data points from Google AI. I did this myself. I built both of these. I now have developers helping me, but it's all built with my own little hands. And it all comes from here. That tech layer and that data set represent what I've got in my brain, plus data and automated tech. And I've got 27 years of experience doing this. Your personal website is the key. So this is the secret, which isn't secret anymore. And it's very, very simple. All of the AI and Google are looking for one central source of information from you that tells it who you are, what you do, which audience you serve, why you're credible, and what content you have that's going to be useful to the subset of its users who are your audience. They're actively looking for what they call the point of reconciliation. I call it the entity home, but it's your website. You build out your website, you build it out with the correct tech, you build it out, in our case, with the data, you build it out using our system, and you can take control. We take care of the website for you if you work with us. Otherwise, you have to build a website, you have to pay a developer, a designer, you have to update the website yourself, so you're spending a lot of time doing other things. We take care of the website, and we add a tech layer that you don't have. We add data that you can't have. So we do a much better service, but there is no reason you can't do it yourself. If you don't have a huge personal brand, doing it yourself is absolutely the thing you should be doing. Focus on a website, you need to be clear, you need to be self-congratulatory. Scott mentioned the awards that I've won. I'd forgotten about them a couple of years ago. I thought, oh, wow, I won Davy Awards. Put it on my website, replicated it a few other places. Now all the machines spit out Jason Barnard, innovative, award-winning innovator. Because I told them that I'm an award-winning innovator. And guess what? There is no record online other than me saying that I'm an award-winning innovator. I've got these machines to trust me so much, they will say anything I give them. So thank you, Scott. That was what I wanted at the end. It's been so much fun. Scott's our favorite client. Elisa loves you. Elisa is the head of production. She absolutely loves Scott. Jerry Chen is the person who introduced us, and I want to thank you for that as well. We've been working together for 4 years.
Yes, yes, yes.
And we've had so much fun. But before finishing, get your AI audit. We've just launched this. What we do is audit what the AI thinks about you, what it thinks about your personal brand strategy, and, you know, how far behind on the curve you are. If you remember the innovation curve, get on at the beginning. This is going to show you where you are, and we can get you to a great place. We'll compare you to me and to Richard Branson. And guess what? I'm almost, in the eyes of the AI, almost as incredibly famous and important as Richard Branson, which is obviously not true. That's manipulation.
Hey, would you go back to the technology adoption slide? I just want to bring up one thing. Keep going.
Because it's got your photo on it.
No,
it does. I like it.
By the way, that was the jacket I was supposed to wear today, which is at the hotel. So the reason I wanted to show this is what Jason actually has illustrated here is what's called the technology adoption cycle for us tech geeks. And basically what happens is this demonstrates the rate of adoption of any new technology. So for example, the rate that people adopt an iPhone is different than the rate people adopt Google Glasses, just as an example. And so if I come over here, what I want to show you is, so this part here, this is like your innovators. And this is a tiny percent of the population. Like, they don't really care if it works. They just want to be first, right? At trying something out. This right here is your early adopters. That's about 15% of the market. So I think you're about 3.5% here. You're at 15% here. This right here is this is the early mainstream, right? This is more and more companies really making a commitment and starting to adopt. Right here, you're getting to the top. You've got the late majority. So these are the people that are late in business, but they're going to come in. And then you have your laggards. As an example, laggards are people today that are still using the fax. They won't use email. That's 1.5% of all businesses out there, okay? Here's what I want to stress to you, okay? What I want to stress to you is if you take a look at the data, okay? If you are a company with 10,000 people or more today, there's a 100% chance you're using AI. You're probably using it for customer service, probably have been for a while. If you're a company that has 5,000 people or less, there's a 45% chance you're using AI. If you're a company that is doing $100 million in sales or less, there's about a 3.5 to 4% chance you're using AI. If you're a company with 10 people or less, there's about a 1 to 2% chance that you're using AI today. That's how far ahead all of you are of the market. And the reason I wanted to point that out and I really wanted to highlight that, is that because smaller $100 million companies, like, they're here, right? This is where they are. They're right here. So maybe a little bit here. Like, this is where they are. In 18 to 24 months, you're going to start to see kind of this early market, this early majority market, start to come to AI. It'll be easy. See, right now, companies believe, leaders believe AI is important, but they don't believe it's urgent. And what's going to happen is they're going to wake up in 18 to 24 months and they're going to go, we talked about it earlier, they're going to have the holy shit moment. I need AI in my business. And the problem that they're going to have is they're going to go, oh my gosh, what does AI say about me? And they're going to go to ChatGPT. and they're going to be nowhere. And they're going to have to start from scratch against you guys that for the last 12, 24 months have already been teaching AI who you are and who your business is. They will be so far behind that the rate at which AI learns, it'll be nearly impossible for them to catch up. So the advantage to what Jason is talking about today, and by the way, you don't have to do any of it. He'll do it all, right? It's true. You don't have to do any of it. But I think it's important that you know about it now, right? And I think that's what's really important, and that you know that this is one of those practical things that's going to be really important to start to focus on. Does that make sense? You guys, big hand for Jason Barnard.
Thank you. Thank you very much.